Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Peaks, and today we'll be taking a look at Sproggiwood. This is another game that I acquired during the Steam Winter Sale, and it's another game that I got by the recommendation of Cithrith, and she really loves this game. Now in this particular game, we have there's this line of 10 quests that you proceed along, and each quest has a few levels within it. And during the time of a particular quest, you are in a roguelike environment. Means if you get killed, you've got to start all over from scratch for it. The stars here, these represent the number of classes you've unlocked. You start out with one class unlocked, and you quickly unlock a second and third. It takes a little bit longer before unlocking the fourth, which I just recently unlocked. Now, if you complete a quest with a class for the first time, you also light up that star, which is why there are 3 stars lit, because I've completed this quest with 3 classes, and the 4th one is not lit because I haven't done this one with the thief yet. And I thought I would show my going through this with a new class, so there at least be something new to my experience in going with this, since I've never played the thief class, which is the one I just unlocked. So let's try this quest and see what happens. So here it shows me a check mark for what I've done so far, and there's the thief, wizard, and vampire I still need to work on, and at some point I'll bump up to normal on there where I could unlock a new villager. If I do it with every class, then I get another new villager for that. That's another aspect of the game, though. It was originally planned to be a major part of the game. It turned into a minor one instead. So now let's go into and try this with the thief. Now, you could also choose what equipment you want. For example, if I went in with a farmer, I could go in with either a pitchfork or a flaming shovel because I've unlocked and purchased particular weapons for this. But I'm going in with the thief, and since this is my first time with the thief, I have not had a chance to unlock any equipment yet. And for the time being, I'm still going in with, haven't purchased any consumables yet because I very quickly pick up a consumable, so I don't think it's worth the trouble unless you find a consumable that you think you're going to use really early, so that when you pick up another consumable, you won't be replacing whatever you picked up in the first place. So I start out with a cloak and a dagger. Sounds appropriate for a thief, so let's begin our adventure. So I'm outside of Ikikolo, and all I start out with is a single melee attack. And let's see. Oh, that's not a good way to start. Apparently the thief doesn't have very good hit rating on this at first. Alright. So you very quickly get to the second level, so you could choose what your next item is. A juke, swap places with enemy and deal damage. Fire trap. Trap that explodes, and hide in shadows, go invisible for 5 turns, attacking reveals you. I think hide in shadows is something I'll want for later, but for now let's try juke and see how that works. So swap places and deal damage. Now, these jellies are a common opponent you get at the early levels. Oh, I got myself into a trap there, didn't I? And these particular ones have this blobby thing, and what happens is if you go across it, you slide across, and I am really doing... Alright, use my ability then to swap places when I am surrounded like that. Alright. Now, if you see me just stand there, you could use this compass here in order to move across if you want. Normally I don't, I'm just using the keyboard, which you're using standard ASDF keys. And I'm using the E to just wait on a turn. It took me a while to find out that you can do that you could pause using the E now. But it was a nice thing to learn on that. Alright. And pottery usually has some nice stuff. Now let's see what we have here in this chest. Usually has a nice piece. Blinking coat, 20% chance of ignoring an attack and teleporting you to a random space. Alright, I can use that. Alright. I'm hoping to get something better later on. I don't particularly like that particular item. That's one that's universal for all classes. And he was in a spider web, so therefore he was waiting a turn so I could safely go next to him. But normally you don't want to go right next to an opponent. Alright. You want them to come up to you. Alright, that's another level. See, this could go invisible for 5 turns. Attacking reveals you. Or fire trap. Let's see what happens if we have a fire trap. Now, the farmer class, the one that you start out with, also has its own version of it, except it's a pumpkin that explodes. But it's I have a feeling it's very similar to the fire trap that the thief has. Okay. So it's trying to maneuver yourself so that you're not surrounded. What I have to remember is I do have that swap skill that I got when I went to level 2. Now, this is the first of the gels. You'll see each of the... When you go down into later quests, you start to get to more and more challenging gels. But the jellies are the most common foe you have in the first of the dungeons. Now, I found the exit. I just want to make sure there's no place else to explore, so there's a better chance of getting something nice if I want it. I managed to go through here without getting a... Oh, here's one right now. Summons monsters to help you. Oh, I did... I'd rather have that than the identity crisis one. Apparently I picked that up earlier. So you have a choice there of either cashing it in or using it immediately, or of taking that as your new consumable one. You only keep hold one at a time. Well, that wasn't a good idea to walk right into the spider web. Alright, well. Alright, I'll get that to restore the life there. And if I remember correctly, I saw the exit to the next level there. Alright. Alright. Now the big gels, when you kill them, they split into smaller gels. Which is another thing that makes them more challenging. Now these are the relatively easy gels, the easiest of the gels. Some of the other gels get even more complicated. Fire Whip Sword. Obviously, the first weapon you find on a new class is obviously going to be better because the old one just stabs things. Whoop-de-doo. This one shoots a curling whip of flame that deals 4 to 6 damage. Oh yeah, use the new one, of course. And it also unlocks it in the shop so that I could buy a permit copy, because the one I get from looting is only available during the current adventure. And it also unlocks it so that I could purchase it with the gold I've got. So I got 6,000 gold, so I could probably purchase something like that. Alright, there's the teleportation chamber. Oops. Oh, that's right. I did buy a flaming dagger, didn't I? Ooh, this is... Oh, of course. Remember. I was getting concerned about having something that was something in flames because there's a mob that you fight against that explodes when you kill it, and I was like, oh no, I've run into those already? But they weren't until a later dungeon. Alright, we'll see. Oh, okay. Ah, there's another spider spawning point over here. Oh, how am I going to get to that? This is going to be tough. Because I think as soon as I go into there... Yeah, it's going to cause me to teleport. Oh, wait. Ah, I could go the other way when I teleport? Well, we'll worry about that later. And we'll see. Wait for it to come to me, and I might as well kill it when it's... Alright. Oh, alright, let's see. Hide in shadows. That sounds like a fairly reasonable one. Go invisible for 5 turns. Attacking reveals you. That might occasionally come in. Now, whenever you do something, you spend stars, which are your power, in order. Now, in regular fights so far, replenishing your energy is very easy because look at all these skills. They cost only 1 energy each, and whenever you kill something, you gain an energy. So I've only found I've ever had trouble with energy during a boss fight. Alright. Oops. That wasn't the right way to do that. Alright. Oh, okay. Oh, that was the stairway down. Now this is a shrine that does something. Players answered with a creepy companionship. And somehow I don't think that is friendly stuff. I didn't think so. So usually they're good things. Ooh, yuck. But apparently in this case it's something you don't want. I have to figure out how to get around that particular one. That's the first time I ran into that monster. It was because I asked for it too. Usually though what you get out of those shrines is nice. Oh, I found the boss. Alright, let's see. Oh, let's try the scroll of summoning now. Alright. Ooh! Fire blobs. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting. Alright, let's see. Fortunately, I don't have much in the way of... Right, because this is... Alright, well... apparently I had some blobs there and came with some. Now as soon as you open up the chest, it ends the level. Though it might not be a bad... Now the stamina potions, they restore all of your stars. As I said, unless you're in a situation where you're not going to be killing anything, such as in a very extended boss fight, I have no trouble replenishing that. Alright, so let's see what's in the chest. Actually, the chest leads you back home. And you get a roar. The class reward, you get 1,000 gold the first time you win a dungeon with a new class. So this is the first time I ran it with the thief, so therefore I received 1,000 for that. Then to show you how much you got from monsters, how much you got from jars and vases, and how much I got from leaves. Not too much from leaves. Usually you get them from jars and from monsters. So I got 1342. So the bulk of it came from finishing the quest for the first time with the class. And so now I have 4 stars for that one because I completed all 4 of them. So now I can go back to the village, and here we are there. And what I can do is I can now shop and buy something. So therefore I could buy something for my thief, some weapons. So and I could buy something. Is there something here that I would like? Now these are 3 general items here that all classes get, so I unlocked them on an earlier class. These are the things I unlocked on the thief here. I think I'll definitely get this fire whip dagger. That seems like a nice piece to start out with during regular runs. And as for the blinking cloak, well, alright. Maybe I'll unlock something that I like more at a later time, but it could get me out of some tight situations. So therefore, if I started another quest then, for example, go Turku, then I can choose to change to the better equipment and begin on that. So I'm not going to show you through this. I've shown you one adventure already, and I showed it to you with the thief. And the thief is one of the later classes. It's the 4th class you unlock. You start out with the farmer. You can get the fighter and the archer, or the second ones. You could do those in either order, so they are 2nd and 3rd. A little bit later comes the thief. At least that's my experience so far. And apparently there is a wizard, and I forgot what the 4th one is, but I guess we could go back here and see what we have here. The vampire, yes, the wizard and the vampire are the 2 others that I still have locked. Now, does it still? Good. So therefore I'm going to start another adventure on here, but I'll leave you off to find your own adventures in the world of Sproggiwood.